So with this unique world that we are creating, we wanted it to be a mysterious experience, that we don't explain everything right away, then the player needs to participate. They need to explore and find the secret.
We really wanted to take the great characters and story and world that Remedy creates and then open it up a bit more and let you kind of approach it from different angles.
This game has much more of an adventure, open-ended nature to it.
At the same time, we introduce layers to it that adds the mystery, the strangeness. There was a lot of new thinking that we had to do to be able to realize this experience.
More open-ended games pose different challenges for guiding the player. A few of the ways that we do that are through our map that the player can bring up to see kind of where they are. And then we also use signage in the world and landmarks to help you orient yourself. We do also try to make each area of the world a little bit more distinct, and so that you can really get a sense that you are traveling somewhere new and unique. There's a lot of different challenges to destruction, and you almost have to design the whole game around destruction.
But it's definitely one of the things people enjoy doing most, is just wrecking shop.
When you want to place a narrative item in the world that's a really important narrative item, and you place it on a desk, and you can blow up that desk to splinters, what is going to happen to that narrative item? We actually decided to place non-destructible surfaces for the most important narrative items, and that way we can ensure that those don't get lost for players.
One of the core philosophies of the game is an emphasis on player choice, and we really want to make sure that the player isn't forced down one particular avenue. There's a certain element of discovery to find different service weapon forms and different abilities in the game.
That challenged our technology in a good way. It made us rethink AI, it made us rethink the different tools that we use to build environments, how to structure them.
The encounter director system makes sure that the player gets the optimal experience throughout the game, depending on where they are, depending on what missions they have completed, also depending on what encounters they have had up until that point in the game.
And that's one of the things that's really exciting for us, is that, creating scenarios where the player can be surprised, where they don't actually know which enemies are going to come next. That's just really awesome for us.
You really do want to feel like you have a lot of options, that for whatever scenario or situation with enemies or whatever weird things that I can't even mention yet are going to happen in the world, that you can find interesting ways of approaching that. And so it's really about a call and a response. Exploration, again, is such a huge part of the core of Control and the core experience. So we have many different ways that we motivate players and reward players for that exploration. You have your basic reward types, which are your upgrades for your gear, but you also have other things like new side quests that some of them can be a bit tricky to find. And one of the bigger things that you can find through exploration is some of our larger bosses that we have. We have some very strange situations with bosses in this world. I think it just kind of creates this really nice marriage between the great story and characters and weirdness of world, and then also just the freedom of gameplay and customization and everything that gives the players empowerment.